Let's see how that does. Um, as far as getting rid of something, I feel like that's a little too low. So let's put it right there and see how that goes right there for me. I just feel like it's a little too offset with the video or the audio. Oh, that's not what I wanted. We'll have to get back to that. Up, 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 up. This is the one. Especially if I'm talking at a good pace. I'm still talking at like a 30. Yeah. Is this it? Ghost Convicted Murder. Was this the one we were gonna watch? I don't know if I wanted to watch that one. Let's look at these choices real quick. Sorry, Let's watch this one. See how good this is on the channel. Eve Online. We'll go full screen. Malpass. That's close to my name.
In the quiet streets of Asheville,
The
North
Mal part.
Carolina, on the night of
Not
January
the
2nd, 2000,
pass
the
part.
life of
That definitely is not.
18-year-old Zeb Quinn took an unexpected turn. Little did
Unexpected.
he know, as he completed his final shift at Walmart, that it would mark the beginning of a mystery that would endure for years.
Years.
Vanishing without a trace, Quinn left behind a perplexing puzzle that would
So I'm gonna
baffle
tinker with a few
authorities
things
for
while we
over a
watch this.
decade. Now, with the passage of time, a revelation emerges. A startling discovery that
So then I go
casts
back.
suspicion on his
There's up
co-worker
one.
and supposed friend. In the shadows of this small-town disappearance lies a tale of
Up two.
secrets, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth.
Up 3.
This is the bizarre disappearance of Zeb Quinn.
Zeb Quinn.
Zeb Quinn was
Boy,
born on May 12,
they're gonna be so happy.
1981 in Asheville, North Carolina, where he lived
Hey,
with
okay.
his mother, Denise Vlahakis.
I feel like
He
any
enrolled at
brighter is
Asheville
just gonna
Buncombe Technical Community
you know,
College,
so we're not
graduating
doing
from
that.
T.C. Robertson High School.
keep that down.
Zeb was also part of the Reserve Officers Training Corps.
Okay, I'm gonna mess with this a
or
little bit.
ROTC. He had
So
dreams and aspirations
this
to
is
become
half
a
gain
productive
right
member
there.
of society as a commissioned
So this would be
officer in
half
the armed
gain.
forces.
And the armed forces. Until
Zeb
then.
enjoyed working in the electronics department at
Oh,
Walmart.
did he now?
Family members describe this young man as kind
And caring.
Even on the job, Zeb had built friendships with
Yeah, we'll see how this
coworkers,
goes now.
including one
About
Robert Owens.
right about
He
there.
was saving money to buy a new car, which was
This
the
is
reason
about-
he left work that night with Robert.
I don't know. Not a
Zeb
quarter,
met his
not a half, but
coworker and
halfway
friend,
between that
Robert
3/8.
Owens, age 22,
I don't know what that
in the
means.
Walmart parking lot.
That looks pretty good too,
Finishing
right
his
there.
shift at 9 p.m. on January 2nd, 2000.
I'll have to see how it sounds right
According
there,
to
though.
Robert, he had told
Make sure it's
Zeb
not
about
like,
a Mitsubishi Eclipse at
you know?
Leicester, since Zeb wanted
It's gonna
to
if
buy
I
a
do
car,
that.
and they were going to look at it. Zeb followed
Maybe
Robert
turn it
and
down
his
a little
Mazda
bit now.
protege,
This would be
and
the.
Robert drove his car.
This is with no
A
gain.
convenience store
No gain
security
right here.
camera caught the two young men buying sodas shortly
You know, let's go
before
back.
Zeb
We'll get to
disappeared.
that one.
The following day, Zeb's mother, Denise Vlahakis,
This would be like
reported him
25%.
missing.
Yeah, reported a missing.
More than 2 decades later, Zeb remains missing.
Damn, 2
This has
decades?
greatly
That's quite a bit,
impacted his
actually.
family's grief
And
as
that's
they're
quite a
unable
little
to
bit.
find closure.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about Zeb and wonder where he is.
Yeah, where's this
Zeb
little
reported
icon
the
at,
signal
up
to
here?
Robert to
Now we
pull
only got
over
this
by
one down here.
flashing his
Mysteries.
headlights after receiving a
Ooh,
message
you
on
know?
his pager
I want the
around
big
9:30 p.m.
up here again,
They
you
were
know?
near Zeb's former
Jeez.
high school on Long
Alright, so that's
Shoals Road.
25% gain right
Zeb
there.
told
It's still doing
Robert
about
that
the
he needed
same,
to return
you
a
know?
call from a
I don't know how much is that. Okay, that's
Robert
making a big
suggested
difference.
going to a gas station
There's
to
no
find a
gain right here.
payphone. After
A
returning from using
payphone,
a
man, those
payphone,
haven't been around
Zeb
since the
appeared
90s.
frantic and abruptly
This
canceled
definitely
their
was
plans.
20 years ago.
The origin and content of the page remain unknown, adding
A
to the
page?
mystery
Oh,
surrounding
fuck.
Zeb's actions that night.
This is a long time ago.
4 days after Zeb disappeared without a trace, his car was found in a restaurant parking lot. The headlights were on and the back window had strange drawings on it. There was an exclamation mark and a mouth drawn with lipstick.
Right.
A live black Labrador puppy was
What?
inside the car.
That's
Additionally,
nuts.
police found an unidentifiable hotel key card, a jacket that did not belong to Zeb, and several
What?
bottles inside the car.
That makes no
Witnesses
sense.
also said they had seen a woman driving around in Zeb's Mazda.
That's crazy.
The morning after Zeb disappeared, Robert started exhibiting strange behavior. He provided
know?
conflicting accounts of his interactions with Zeb on the
Robert,
night of his
Robert.
disappearance. Robert initially
good, you
claimed
buddy?
Zeb canceled their plans due to a page he received.
Let's
Still,
see here.
he later admitted to a
Still,
different
he
sequence
later
of events,
admitted. Burger
including
Dirt.
a
Oh,
car
thank you.
accident involving Zeb and injuries sustained by Robert.
I'm gonna go back to like
According to
25%
Robert,
gain.
Zeb
Just kind
was
of
in
see how that
such a
sounds.
hurry to leave that he rear-ended Robert's car. Robert also claimed
Nailed
he
the
was in a
fucking
car
thing.
accident unrelated to his encounter with Zeb. Hours later, Robert admitted himself to a hospital. Robert was injured, but not with injuries consistent with being in a car collision. He stated that several fractured ribs and a head injury occurred from a different car crash. Robert claimed the accident occurred near a Waffle House restaurant on Long Shoals Road at
Yeah.
the Interstate 26 intersection. However, he didn't
This
file
music.
a car accident report, and police never found evidence of a second accident.
Oh.
2 days after Zeb was last seen, his Walmart electronics department supervisor
shit.
received a phone call. The man claimed to be Zeb and reported he would not be coming in due to an illness. However,
really weird.
coworkers said the voice was unfamiliar. Later, the call was traced back to a Volvo construction equipment plant. Robert worked there, which raised suspicion about Robert's involvement in Zeb's disappearance. When asked about this connection, Robert said Zeb had asked him to make the call on his behalf. The disappearance led police to speak with people who knew Zeb well. Their conversations revealed that Zeb had a romantic interest in Misty Taylor. The two met during a Christmas party that was held at a restaurant owned by Zeb's mother's fiancé.
Where did we
Although
hear
Zeb
that
became
chair?
romantically interested in Misty, she was involved in a troubled relationship with Wesley Smith. However, this budding
Stop
romance was
pumping the
short-lived.
chair.
Reportedly, Zeb felt threatened by Wesley after he discovered
God.
Zeb's interactions with Misty. Although Misty and Wesley denied involvement, their connection to Zeb and Robert added complexity to the case. Because of this connection, police collected hair, fingerprint, and saliva samples from Misty years after Zeb's disappearance. However, Misty was never considered a
God
person
damn.
of interest or suspect.
Okay,
in
so this
Zeb's
would be half again.
disappearance.
Just trying to test it out at different levels.
The investigation into Zeb's
So I can
disappearance
get a good
began
idea
when
of what
his
it actually
mother
does,
filed a missing persons
more or
report
less.
2 days after he was last seen with Robert.
Yeah.
Also, one of Zeb's former classmates called his mother saying she saw Zeb's protege in a restaurant parking lot. Later, a couple reported seeing Zeb's car being driven by a woman.
The dog
A
thing in the
composite
car was
sketch
just so
produced by the
weird
couple's
still.
memory appeared to have a shocking resemblance to Misty Taylor.
Yeah, right? Look at her, bam.
After speaking with Robert,
just like her.
police looked into the page Zeb supposedly received that night. The page was traced back to Ina Eustich. Zeb's
Ina
aunt, who
Eustich.
denied making the call. Raising more suspicions,
definitely showed red
Ina
there.
claims she was at a friend's
I did
house
say
for
it pretty
dinner
loud.
at the
Okay,
time the
that's saying
page was
that too
sent.
there.
It turns out that the friend was also Misty's mother. Misty
Mother.
and Wesley were also at Robert's
Mother.
house that night for dinner.
Man.
Ina denied sending the page to Zeb. If his aunt was not at home, how did the call come from Ina's phone? Adding more confusion, Ina reported
I
a
don't know.
break-in at her house that same night. Although nothing was stolen, she said that some items were moved out of place. Misty and Wesley denied any involvement in Zeb's disappearance. With no solid evidence that connected them to a potential crime, the investigation into Zeb's disappearance ended. These were just the beginning of baffling clues that would take decades and a double murder for police to unravel. Over the next 15 years after Zeb's mysterious disappearance, Robert would face a slew of charges and convictions for reckless driving, assault
Right.
on an officer,
Right.
drunken disorderly conduct,
Damn.
resisting arrest,
Jesus.
speed to elude arrest, and habitual impaired driving.
I can see
Between
quite a few of those being
2002 and
related.
2009, approximately 23 months of his life was spent in state prison.
Jeez.
In 2015, justice for Zeb Quinn's family began to unfold at the
Long
expense of grief for another family. On March 17th, Robert was charged
7
with
days after
murdering
my
Christy
birthday.
Jo Codd, a former
Just 1
Food
week.
Network star contestant, her husband Joseph J.T. Codd, and their unborn child. Robert confessed that he killed the family by accidentally running over them.
Accidentally
In an attempt to
running
hide
over
the bodies,
them.
He dismembered their remains.
What, all
After charges
2 of
for
them, I
Codd
guess,
family
technically
murders
3?
were brought, detectives
That seems like a far.
investigating
I
Zeb's
accidentally ran over him.
disappearance searched
Sure
for
you
it
did,
on
buddy.
Robert's property.
Sure you did.
One of the tips police received was that Robert had started an
This ain't no way, you know what I mean?
project soon after
A fish pond. This is this would be 75% right now. See, that's just too much. It's already red on everything. That's definitely too much. So let's go back to 25 real quick.
Plastic bags
see how that
containing
sounds.
possibly pulverized lime or powdered mortar mix. The significance of these findings
Yeah.
and their potential connection to Zeb's
Oh.
disappearance remain unclear. However, on July 10th, 2017, this new evidence was enough for a grand jury to indict Robert Owens with first-degree murder for Zeb Quinn's death. According to the Asheville Police Department,
Wait, what
many
evidence was
years
it?
of persistent investigative work by detectives, partnerships with Zeb Quinn's family, and the district attorney's office led to Robert's indictment. A few months prior to this, on April 27th, Robert pled guilty to 3 counts of second-degree murder for murdering the Codd family.
Ooh,
He
the
also
accident
pled to
ran
2
over.
counts of dismembering human remains. He received a 59 to 74-year prison sentence without the possibility of parole.
As in he's gonna die.
A court date for
Look
Zeb's
at him.
murder trial was set for July 11, 2022. However, Robert
already
pled
in prison,
guilty
wasn't
on
he?
July 25th to accessory after the fact first-degree murder. He received a 150 to 189-month prison sentence to
Hey,
run
now it's
concurrently
everything.
with his previous sentence.
I mean, does it matter?
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do,
Nay,
your
look at that
luck will
dog.
accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick the ox, a merchant's best friend. It can carry anything you throw at it.
Anything. Look at it. It's gonna
Okay,
carry it
maybe
all.
not that much.
What?
Or the
I needed
fearless
to.
Armored horse. It
Oh,
doesn't mind
nay.
even into certain death.
Okay.
And in case you want to cosplay as
eyes.
the ultimate edgelord, we've got just the right mount for you.
Hell yeah.
Perhaps you prefer a more peaceful life, that of a
Aw.
gatherer. This deer will help you haul your resources.
What?
Just look at these strong legs. If you're unfortunate enough to encounter this
Oh my
beast,
God.
honestly, just run. Or go with a cat like everyone else.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
cute, I get it.
They're cute, they're fast,
Whatever your
nimble.
style or what you do in
Ooh,
the
a
game,
bird.
Albion
Ooh.
Online has the right companion for you.
Yeah.
Over the years, the visibility of Zeb Quinn's story has increased. Unfortunately, the real truth about what happened on January 2nd, 2000 may never be revealed. Not only is there lack of solid evidence, but also Robert's inconsistent tales about Zeb may keep the truth buried. One of those ever-changing stories was Robert accusing his deceased uncle, Walter Gene Owens, of shooting and killing Zeb.
Gene reached in the back of the pickup truck, brought out a .22 rifle, and shot him in the back of the head.
He claimed his uncle was hired by Misty Taylor's boyfriend to kill Zeb, and that he assisted in the cover-up. This revelation adds further layers of mystery to the case and raises questions about Robert's credibility. In a handwritten statement, Robert reveals that he saw
don't
his
know about
uncle
that.
Gene use a .22 rifle to shoot and kill Zeb. His explanation for why his uncle would shoot Zeb was to end a love triangle. Supposedly, Misty's jealous boyfriend knew Gene and asked him to help keep Zeb away from her, so Gene decided that murder was the best solution. He allegedly shot Zeb in the back of the head and buried his remains in Bent Creek. However, no remains were found when the area was searched. Robert was given a polygraph test and asked whether he was a witness to Gene Owens shooting and killing Zeb Quinn. The results showed he passed when he answered yes.
And had he witnessed Gene Owens shoot and kill Zeb Quinn? And his answer was yes.
Questions continue to swirl around the bizarre disappearance of Zeb Quinn. This story has gained widespread visibility with an appearance on Disappeared, a show on the popular investigation Discovery Channel. Yet nothing concrete has materialized. The peculiar clues of lipstick on a car window, twists of a dead uncle, and turns of strange evidence on Robert Owens' property has
Right,
not
with the
been enough
dog.
to unravel this mystery.
Slap cam. Okay, that's cool. This isn't nearly so noisy now. Okay, so I'm gonna rewatch, look at some things, look it over, see how it's going. Perfect. The Axeman attacks. Ah!